Hi guys, I'm just going to talk about nested auctions a little bit like I was talking about on X yesterday on FinTwit. I'm going to start off on this little 30-minute footprint chart right here. Wait, actually it's a 15-minute. The other one's 30-minute. It was a little more obvious with this 5-day rolling profile where the LVN was. I actually just mentioned this on FinTwit actually, that we don't want to be taking longs into this 5-day rolling LVN here. Um, and so if we don't want to be taking longs into it, we want to be taking shorts into it. So that's what I did. I was short today on NQ. And it's still actually selling a bit. So nice. Let's see. Yeah, so we basically just flushed some of these prior pivot lows here from pre-market and everything. We go back up and they start during RTH. We just see them rejecting prices right below that 5-day LVN. And then the profile's getting thicker and thicker up here near the high. We got the thin volume above, so I don't think it was up there for too long overnight. Yeah, it wasn't up there long. Yeah, so we had this nice auction distribution forming up here over and over again. And just based on the way this whole move played out, it looks like a bit of an overextended flush out move above. So it looked like NQ was, really trying to move lower. And another little piece of confluence is when it keeps testing into VWAP and bouncing over and over again. It's very likely that they're going to flush that out. And then they're either going to continue pulling bids and it's just going to keep flushing out, or they're going to absorb it below and take it back up. I was expecting them to at least go after, value area low and 30-minute opening range low. That was like in overnight lows as well, but they pulled it again down here at 30-minute opening range low. Because large players aren't, they're not trying to nail exact specific entries like we are sometimes trying to do intraday, or what swing traders might be trying to do. The largest players are going to absorb in an area, in multiple different areas. So they might keep absorbing here at VWAP, but when a lot of people are trying to follow suit and do what they're doing, if they think they can get better prices by pulling bids, they're going to pull bids. And it's just going to flush out a lot of inventory. We're going to have trap longs exiting. They'll absorb at the next area. And if a lot of volume's still coming in, they'll actually flush it again and let it go again. There wasn't much volume coming in right here. They're just going to take it back up and they're going to flush out any of the shorts that are trying to chase the move down. So it's kind of like this cat and mouse game a bit. So let's see. But yeah, we can see the way these profiles, work together. We got the LVN on this profile. We have the low volume, rejection of higher prices up here, and this high volume taper right into it, which coincides with that. It's really good confluence. I was expecting a really strong chance that they sell this back down here. It just makes a lot of sense. I mean, we still haven't seen a very good retracement yet from that big extended move yesterday on NQ. So, really just makes sense for them to flush it again. How much, we never know until they do it. So, this is the 30-minute one that I posted on FinTwit yesterday. So yeah, right after the open here, this is the first half-hour auction. It goes right below these prior auctions and then goes back the other way. Value is kind of shifting up a little bit higher in this, showing a little bit of intent to go higher, but doesn't necessarily mean it will. And then we get another one, but now we're starting to see, balance. It was kind of like trapped in between VWAP and then, value area high and then high of day. All of these like key reference areas that we can pay attention to. And POC as well, which I believe was more so around this area earlier, really close to VWAP, if I recall correctly. So, and then we got, values really struggling. If we're bullish right here, we really want to see value shifting higher. It's not really showing any kind of, strong signs of that. Then we finally get one that's looking a little decent, but it's still below high of day and it's below this LVN and it's trading into that 22,140 LVN area that I mentioned on FinTwit. So, and then they slam it back down. They pull their bids here. We're going after value area low, the other side of the auction. And then when value starts building into the other side of an auction, sometimes it takes longer than this though. If it keeps building into that and it's not going to get a good rotation or bounce off of that, they're going to sell it back down there. So that's what they did. Let me see. But yeah, kind of like yesterday where I was talking about the rotation to the other side of 5-day rolling value, where they took it up to the 5-day rolling high. This time today, it rejected from an LVN on the 5-day and came down to the value area, the 5-day value area low. So basically got another lower time frame. Auctions were given sort of an early clue of a potential unwind that ripples out into that higher time frame auction, which is like a 5-day, and the session as well. So we're seeing signs it's most likely going to test the other side of current day auction, and then if we lose that, we're very likely going to test that 5-day auction since it's so close by. So, and if we don't test it, it would probably just be a flush out of overnight lows into roughly this area and they take it back up. So pretty much covers what I wanted to talk about there though. Take care, guys.